You guys, guess what? It's premiere week for brand new episodes and an all new season of MTV's Help. I'm in a secret relationship. Joining me now are co hosts of the show, Rahne and Travis. I am pumped to be speaking with you guys. How are you this morning?
We're great.
I'm excellent. Thank you for having us.
Yes, yeah, of course. Okay, so I watched a little episode, I have to say, in preparation for this. And this show is bananas, is, how I would describe it best. But for people that have maybe not yet tuned into this show and everything that it is, why don't you kind of give me this setup so our viewers have a better idea?
Well, Travis and I have the pleasure of traveling around the country helping people who feel like they've been hidden in their relationships. Like sometimes they've been together for 2, 3, 4 years. Sometimes they live together. This season, we have a lot of people who have kids together, but they have not met family, have not met friends, not posted on social media. And when they're trying to ask their partners questions about why this is, they're met with a lot of excuses that don't really hold weight, and they reach out to Travis and I, and we come in and do an investigation in the hopes that we could sit the two of them down and figure out what's really going on. And those reveals, sometimes to your point, are bananas. It's a lot going on.
Yeah, so much going on. And the reveal is crazy. The episode I watched was with Kylie, and I'm blinking on Tony, maybe. And
Tony.
Tony,
oh my
yes,
Yep.
yes.
gosh, the ending of that.
Out
I
of
won't
Seattle.
spoil it
Yeah.
just so our viewers can watch if they want to. But Insanity did not see that part coming. It was wild. So I'm kind of curious from your all's perspective. You are in the heart of all these situations, and the people are obviously contacting you. So what's it like for you guys personally, kind of being attached to these situations for a few days and figuring out what's going on?
I think every time you sit down and you're about to have a big conversation, it's definitely kind of a nail biter moment, right? Like you never know how it's going to go. And a lot of times with this show, you sit down thinking one thing because what we do is a lot of speculation. And when the truth comes out, it's something entirely different. We have to wear a lot of hats, right? Like you have to be a friend. You have to be able to listen and put yourself in other people's shoes. You also have to be able to give someone tough love, and call someone out, right, on when they're maybe not being the most honest, or kind of using excuses. So for Ronnie and I, it is definitely a case by case basis because you never know what you're going to walk into. But that's why I love it. It's like every time we go somewhere, it's a new adventure, and it's just like, all right, let's dive in head first.
Is there any like specific situation that you all have had to help with that sticks out to you as maybe like the craziest, the most bizarre, the one that you're still like, wow, I can't believe that was actually what was happening and this person had no idea?
Travis and I are probably going to say like two of the same things, but there's one out of Dallas, Texas. We were helping a young lady named Farah who was dating a guy named Neon Jesus. Just hold for that. Um, and turns out he had like 7, 8, 9 wives on top of him dating Farah, and he wanted her to be like his eighth wife. And we were sitting there, and then women were coming one after the other, and it was truly one of those moments where you're just like, should we go? Like it was out of this world. I will always sit with that.
Well, and then we helped two best friends, who had been friends for over 20 years. And it turned out that one of them was in a relationship with a doll. And that's why he was distancing himself from his best friend, because the doll lived at his house with him. He took the doll on dates. He had like a profile with him and the doll. And Ronnie and I actually got to meet the doll. It was
Yeah.
truly insane. And so yeah, I'd say those two are definitely burned into our minds forever.
We'll
Yeah.
never forget it.
Yeah, no,
Your face right now, by the way, your face
uh,
right now just says it all.
well,
Yeah.
it's just like sometimes you're just like, what is wrong with people? That's what you want to say, right? And then the individual with the doll, I'm like thinking TLC. I'm like, I think they need to be contacted for their own show because that seems like a whole other thing that we need to unpack. But okay, so these stories kind of lead me to my next question, which is something that I feel like maybe some people in the audience are thinking at home as well, which is just want to confirm like these situations are real. Like these are real situations that you guys are walking into because I feel like that's something I've seen online that people are like doubtful that like, oh, are these relationships actually real that you guys are helping out with?
I
Yeah,
think that because things are so extreme, it's a natural thing to be like this can't be real, but like these are real people, real stakes, real stories. You know what I'm saying? And we are there to try and help figure out what's going on in service of their relationship, whether they stay together or not. But yeah, they're real.
I also feel like it's if you want to go on television and air your relationship, right? Like it takes a certain type of person to want to do so. And it takes like a certain, I don't want to call it desperation, but like Ronnie and I oftentimes are kind of the last ditch effort for them to kind of salvage this, right? And they've been given every excuse in the book. They've kind of jumped through hoop after hoop, and at the end of the day, they still don't have answers. So it's kind of like, well, what else do I have to lose? Like I'm going to go on this TV show. I'm going to put it all out there, and if nothing happens, I'll be in the same exact spot that I've been in for the last couple of years.
I really like that because I think that is like it's like I've been lied to or I've been wronged for so long. What's this gonna, like if anything, it's just gonna confirm everything I was already thinking. So I think that's a really good
Exactly.
viewpoint to take, and maybe to kind of help the viewers watching it at home. Something else I'm curious to know, as I mentioned, you guys are so integral in kind of this show and what's happening behind the scenes, in front of the camera, all the things. So anything that maybe, helping these individuals along the way that you're taking back into your own lives and your own personal relationships.
That's a very good question. I think at its core for me, it's about being so communicative to like a fault, right? Like consistently talking things out, not only, things that you've, been holding in, but your needs, your desires, your wants. And I think from this show, I have become a better communicator with my wife because I'm like, listen, I've seen the other side, I don't want to, you know, fall down that road. But yeah, it's made me a better communicator, a better listener. Yeah, I think that those are my big takeaways from this experience from this side.
I've gotten way better at packing and traveling. I
Yeah.
hated I hated flying when we started this show, and when you're doing something like this, you're on 2, 3, 4 flights a week, just flying to different cities and states, to go and help people. And so it's like I'm a pro now on an airplane. I know how to navigate every airport in the United States of America, um, stuff
Get
like
that
that.
pre-check, get that
Yeah.
get that clear, get that global entry.
Travis, Ronnie, thank you so much for your time. MTV Help, I'm in a secret relationship. New episodes to come. Thank you guys.